What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back on a video, and today's video is another Star Wars news update video, and I want to talk to you guys about this because it's been popping up. So a lot of these actors are being a lot more vocal with The Last Jedi and stuff like that. So this article comes from IndieWire. So it says John Boyega gets honest about Star Wars flaws, disagrees with The Last Jedi choices. Again, I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. And this is what he says, right? I'm trying to find the exact thing. Okay, this is what he says. I guess in the he says what he says. I guess in the original Star Wars films, there was much more of a trio. Feels where it was necessary about Luke's journey, but Han and Leia were there with a strong dynamic. Boyega says, which I think I don't know how quickly we're going to be able to establish that long-term dynamic with Episode 9, but if it's exploring that dynamic, then that would be cool. I do feel even after 3 films, we don't know much about them as we get to know Han, Luke, and Leia. Maybe that's a great opportunity to get to know them a little better. Whether or not Star Wars can fix Boyega's biggest quotable with the new trilogy, and it talks about how he doesn't like it and how The Last Jedi has flaws and blah blah blah. And again, I'm trying to say example. He did talk about in the interview where him and Mark Hamill had this, both agreed that we didn't like The Last Jedi and how they took out characters and make them goofy and stuff like that. So again, I want to kind of give you my quick thoughts about this. Again, Boyega, I do like how a lot of these actors are becoming a lot more honest about the Disney Star Wars trilogy, because for the past couple of years they kind of have to be quiet because they were under contract and stuff like that. Even like Mark Hamill, even though they killed him off, I think they said he's in the movie for like 5 or 10 minutes as a Force ghost, whatever. But you can see Mark Hamill's not in the press tours and stuff like that because they're like, we gotta get rid of him and we gotta put Rey in there and make Daisy Ridley the Me Too movement feminist, white feminist hope. And the problem is that with Jordan Boyega, he's kind of like, in The Force Awakens, they kind of established him as like that badass character, kind of, like he had the lightsaber, he's fighting Kylo Ren. But in The Last Jedi, they just made him into a goofy sidekick and him just screaming Rey, 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 Rey. And you could tell he really didn't like how the direction that The Last Jedi took for his character and took him as an actor and stuff like that. It is probably embarrassing to, say that kind of crap. He looked very, very coonish. If you want to be honest, he looked very, very coonish in The Last Jedi, in my personal opinion. But Mark Hamill, you can tell he doesn't like it as well. I do like how John Boyega is really, and a lot of actors are gonna. I feel like more and more and more we're gonna see these actors. We're starting to see a lot more now. We're gonna see after the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker hits theaters, probably like in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna say like 3 or 4 weeks, we're gonna hear how they truly feel. Like, nah, F this was trash, this was garbage, blah, blah. They can't really say too much because they're under contract and they have to fulfill the contracts for what it is. And I just feel like the way they're talking, they're just like, man, I did not like this Disney trilogy. And you could tell how Boyega is like, I want to be out. And you could tell that they're not coming back. And you can tell that Star Wars is going to have issues, man. I just feel like even after The Rise of Skywalker, you can tell that they're going to have issues as well, because the problem with the prequels, even as much as people bitch about the prequels and stuff like that, the actors really didn't complain that much about the prequels. Most people, the actors and actresses, they were pretty kind of like, all right, we got a paycheck, blah, blah, blah. We kind of kept it to ourselves. Everyone's kind of like, man, F this. I don't care, man. I'm tired of how Disney was treating me and stuff like that. That's just how it looks, and that's just how it's being perceived, at least for me and a lot of other people. And it just confirms that a lot of stuff that the fandom menace and geeks and gamers and the people who, like me, who don't like The Last Jedi, kind of enforces what we said about The Last Jedi, is that yeah, it divided the fan base. And you can see how 2 years ago everyone was like, yeah, the people who didn't like The Last Jedi is a small vocal minority. You could tell the actors don't like The Last Jedi, because if the actors who are playing the characters don't like The Last Jedi, and the people who don't like The Last Jedi, it enforces of what we did not like in The Last Jedi more strong and more valid than the people who do like it. And it seems like we're just going to get more and more information when the movie is finished. That's really it, guys. Tell me what you guys think about John Boyega's comments. Do you guys disagree? Do you agree with him? Do you think The Last Jedi was the greatest movie ever? Do you think the Star Wars trilogy was planned out? Hell no. You could tell. This is a corporate cash grab, and they're just using it to milk it and milk it, milk it. To me, and my personal, this is how I truly feel, guys, is that at least with George Lucas, despite how much you didn't like the prequels and didn't like all this other stuff, right? At least with the prequels and the original trilogy, it was like having a steak, right? It was like having a steak, lettuce, lobster. That was the original trilogy, and that was the prequels. Good quality film. Disney's Star Wars Disney trilogy, or what, SJW feminist trilogy, whatever you want to call it, is like having McDonald's. It tastes good, but it's not good for you. And the quality's not that good, but hey, we're gonna give it to you. It tastes good. It might not feel good, and you might have, issues with your stomach, but at least we gave you some food and it tastes good. That's how Disney's treating Star Wars. They're treating it like McDonald's. And that's all Disney is. That's what Star Wars is for Disney. McDonald's, fast food, fast grab, and decent quality. That's just what Star Wars is for Disney. Tell me what you guys think. Comment below, rate and like the video, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day, and take care.